In this video, I'll be checking out the 2 Plus wireless adapter from AAWireless. This is a long time coming video. I've reached out to AAWireless numerous times, but only until now I've been able to get hold of their 2 Plus model. This is a CarPlay and Wireless Android Auto adapter that simply converts your existing wired CarPlay or Android Auto car system into a wireless one. It has a multifunctional button that's specifically designed for quick pairing and wireless switching between Android and iPhone devices. So something a lot of people are looking for in a wireless adapter. So let's first check out what's inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a user manual, you get the wireless adapter itself, and then you get a single USB-C to USB-A cable to power the adapter. Okay, so looking over the adapter then, it is not your most common wireless adapter size that you're always seeing today. They've gone for the more conventional cabled version of this adapter. Instead, we have got a roughly 20 centimeter braided cable. It's good quality, and that goes to USB-A for more traditional CarPlay and Android Auto ports in the car. So you'll have to buy an additional adapter for that purpose should you wish to convert that cable into a USB-C cable if you have a more modern CarPlay port in the car. The casing itself is kind of slightly matted. It's not rough, but it's kind of like textured. There is some slight imperfections in the printing process, so it doesn't look as premium as I was expecting it to be. You have a LED ring which glows up in different colors to let you know the status of its connection, as well as power. You've got AAWireless 2 Plus branding on the top there. Some stamps on the underside and the USB-C on one side to power the adapter. Around the LED ring, we've got a button to basically allow the ability to pair devices as well as switch between devices. Now that's something a lot of people want to use if they share a vehicle with two different types of phones and they want to switch between the types of phones for navigation on their own personal phone. This is a great way to tap and switch between the last user that was using this adapter. Now we've seen that loosely in the past as well with the Autocast Mini, and you can see the size differences and the different form factors that they've approached for this particular adapter. They've gone for the old school wired approach rather than fitting it all into a single adapter with a similar button. Now Autocast have gone a little bit further with their dot adapter, which is very similar to their Cube 3, with an addition of a button on the front there. So they've gone even smaller. So even though I don't have that, I'll probably be reviewing that next year in January. And you can see the form factors of that type of functionality of a button functioned adapter. But we've seen how the Mini works, and that works really, really well now since its update in firmware. Just another comparison, we've got a CarLink Kit 5.0. You can see that we have gone down in size to the traditional old school cabled version of boxes. So it's nice to see that they've actually reduced the circuitry inside, but we have seen other adapters be a little bit slimmer and smaller still. Now you can change the functionality apparently of this button, but the default functionality is to hold the button down to pair to a different device, single click to switch between devices, and you hold that down for 10 seconds to restore it to factory. So it's a nice way to completely reset the adapter to its factory settings should you have any issues with connections, and more so the ability to switch between devices. So that just leaves us to see how well this performs in the car. So I'll see you there. Right, so in the Cooper Born, and we've got the AAWireless 2 Plus to get plugged in. We're going to first plug this in to the USB port and see how quickly it takes to boot up. Okay, connecting now.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we're connected to the adapter. It's been probably way over a minute now and nothing actually is shown on screen. So it's most likely now we're going to have to connect over Bluetooth and then the adapter kicks in. We're going to hold it down for 2 seconds and see if it actually displays a pairing screen. At the moment it's blue or purple in its ring, which going by its manual means the adapter is in pairing mode. So it is listening for a pairing connection. So what we need to do is go into our Bluetooth menu. So we have the AAWireless connection here. We've got to tap that. We're going to connect. The adapter now flashes green. We accept that. And now we're into CarPlay. All looking good. I'm going to disconnect that now and reconnect just to show you what the boot time is. So disconnecting, reconnecting. And now we're in. I'd say 23, 25 seconds till boot. So it's definitely not reaching the 10 seconds that we're getting off some of the other adapters that are reviewed. But it does feel like it's tackling this in a little bit different to some of the other adapters that I've covered. So let's see how all that moves. That all looks good. Nice and smooth. We're going to maps. Do a little bit of a wiggle. That's all nice and responsive. Let's try out pass-through for navigation. No pass-through navigation on the heads-up display or cluster in Apple Maps. That's a bit of a surprise. I was hoping we would see that. Arrow is roughly pointing in the right way, so it is getting the GPS from the car as well for GPS pass-through, I would presume. But sadly, no pass-through for navigation. So I'll quit this and I'll just check Google as well. No, nothing on Google either, unfortunately. So that's a shame. Let's check out some audio. Okay, good quality, and the touch input is not too bad either. Wheel controls, forward and back, seeking, that's supported as well. Call button. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the AAWireless 2+, and this is an audio test. Okay, that sounds good. Audio is resumed as well. Good quality using the microphone, no extra gain. Happy with that. Let's do a call test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good, cool quality. Response is actually very good too. Happy with that on CarPlay. So controlling the adapter isn't really necessarily through a IP address. You use the AAWireless app. We're going to go into there now and allow connection. We allow Bluetooth connection as well as Wi-Fi. And we've got a device already detected. We can tap here to optimize. We can optimize it for a certain particular car. Cupra probably isn't going to be in here. Cupra Born, yes it is. We'll give it the year as well. So we got some troubleshooting. We've got paired phones. You can see here our iPhone is already connected and you can manage them as well as set their order, which is pretty cool. You've got the selected device here at the moment. You can remove that if you need to, if you have multiple versions of them. System update. We are currently on 7.0.0 and the latest is 1.7.1.2. So let's download and update that adapter. So we'll do that now and then I'll come back once it's been applied.
A few minutes later.
Okay, update has been applied and now it's rebooting. Okay, now we're back into the app and we didn't have to remove our address or anything like that or our connection. It managed to update and then apply that and reboot without any problems. So that's really cool for an update. We're going to take this out and reboot just to see if the boot times has been improved. Right, so we're going to reconnect. Okay, now we're in. I'd say again 25, 26 seconds or so. So not much difference between the other update. Now we're back into the application. We can go into the cog section top right and we've got information on our car. Button configuration, should you want to change what that physical button does. So here you've got options to go no action, so you can actually turn that functionality off. Standby on and off, next phone, and you can also select a certain phone once you've added a few other devices. Double clicking also, standby on and off, no action, next phone, and you can also select a certain phone. So say you had more than two, so you had three, you could do a double press to go to a certain person's phone or a single press to toggle between them. That's quite a really good option as well. And you've got long presses and factory reset, which you can't adjust. Next, we've got default country, where you're from. I don't think setting that will actually do anything. We'll set that anyway. That'll reboot the adapter. You've got Wi-Fi channel options, quite a lot of options there, quite a lot of bands. Frequencies as well. 5G is going to be a much better, much more smoother experience. So keep it on that. You can change the LED brightness. So that's if you've got that exposed in the car, you can turn that LED brightness down. It is quite bright and it's flashing whilst it's operating as well. So you actually might want to turn that down. We're back into CarPlay. Audio stutter fix, if you have that, you can disable or enable that or have that as auto. You can change the encryption. It's on automatic at the moment, so if your car is struggling, you can adjust that. USB collection delay, if you have any delay with your car not booting up in time, you can set this. Buffer length, it doesn't really tell you what the buffer time is as default, so you could set that. It could be running a little bit quicker. We might look into that in a minute. Video focus, if your car doesn't actually launch it up on screen straight away, you have to tap on something. Turning that on might enable that and force it to display. So you've got in-app support, which is turned on by default, allows album art, some buttons. You've got Mercedes support, so if you have a Mercedes with MBUX, this option will allow you to apply a fix, and it could also work with cars such as like Honda as well. And then you've got app and firmware versions available as well. So quite a lot there. Probably much the same as CarLink it operates under. It's just nice that it does it through an app and you don't have to go through a browser. So that's the settings. We've gone through CarPlay. That's all good. Happy with that, other than the GPS pass-through. We can just try that one more time. No, still no rear guidance on the HUD or the cluster. So sadly, that's not supported. GPS pass-through though, we are looking the right way. That's been improved and also fixed. So almost full marks there for CarPlay. Let down with the navigation pass-through. That might be a thing that's specifically tailored to a certain car, a manufacturer. It might work in other cars, but for mine, it doesn't actually work, unfortunately. Okay, let's throw another device in the mix just so we can show you the switching, and let's pair up another iPhone. Okay, so we've got our iPhone here. It's connected because it's running out of battery. Put the AAWireless into pairing mode and connect the device over Bluetooth. And here we have the AAWireless. Excuse the cracked screen. We are connected. We've got to use the CarPlay. Okay, we're in. So this is running our iPhone 6, I believe. You can see the quality of CarPlay is different because we're running quite an old version of CarPlay on it. But we're now connected, and that's behaving as it would do performance-wise from an iPhone 6, which is quite old and quite slow. So we're in iPhone 6, my wife's driving, for example, and she parks up. We go in the house. The next day, I come back in. I want to pair this with my phone. So we literally tap this button on the device once. Even if we're both sitting in the same car, that would be a good test as well. We've got both of our phones in the car. You're driving, so you want to connect to. I'm driving, so you want to connect to my phone. So just by tapping that button once, it will then restart and then connect to my phone, hopefully, with a different menu. Yep. And now we're into my phone's CarPlay. So happy days. Both phones are in the car. Both Bluetooths are enabled, Wi-Fi is enabled, and we're able to switch between the two. Now, say my wife wants to drive now, wants to plug in her car and actually listen to her tracks whilst I'm in the car. We tap this again. And then now we're into her phone. So happy days, switching, totally fine, not a problem, no having to disable Bluetooth, turn Wi-Fi off, etc. That all works perfectly fine. Happy days. Right, let's check out Android Auto. So usually I disconnect, turn off Wi-Fi, might just make sure that the Android phone works. But because we're using this button, we're going to try and pair our Android device after pressing this button. Right, no devices have come up yet, so I'm going to hold this button down for 2 seconds. That turns purple. I then do a scan on my phone. Now it's found it. We're going to tap it. Go to pair. Does not want to connect, so I think it's going to launch CarPlay. No, It's connected to my phone, Android. It's flashing green. So it's connected. So I'm going to use it. Nope. So unfortunately, not good for Android Auto, but I am using it with a wireless Android Auto compatible car system. So don't take this as read, but unfortunately I can't show it to you because I just can't get past this kind of like a loop with the adapter. Not really had this kind of issue with other adapters though, but that just shows you it is using a different technique, and it doesn't really like this system, possibly due to compatibility. It doesn't really want to just get into it, unfortunately. But we can mimic the other device just by tapping this button once. So I'm going to tap it once. That disconnects the adapter, and we should double back to CarPlay. And we're back into CarPlay. So that just shows you that it obviously does work with that press of the button. So let's press it one more time and see if it actually gets connected to Android Auto. So I'm going to tap it once. Disconnects, and it does try to fire up Android Auto. So that would have happened, but for some reason does not like my device. Let's see if it's device specific by installing and using our Google Pixel instead. Right, I've got my Google Pixel here. We got to dub 2 passes of the pairing button. Okay, here we have the AA Wireless here. We're going to tap that. Go to pair. Now it has done the switch as well, like the S22, but it just doesn't want to take us into the car system. You can go to our paired phone list. You can see here. So if you wanted, you could do like a double press or a single press of certain devices to get access to them. So I'll just show you. So if we go to the button configurator, you can do a single click for next phone, or you could double click and then you can actually choose a specific device, which is pretty cool if you're showing multiple phones with that car. That's something I've not really seen anyone else do as an option. But just unfortunately, we just can't get into Android Auto. We're going to try switching it to new encryption.
A few moments later.
Okay, so unfortunately we can't really show Android Auto, but I can just pop on the thermal imaging camera just to see how stressful this device is actually running in terms of thermalness. So we've got the top-down recorder here ready to check out our thermalness of this device. You can see here 31.5 degrees. This has been running for about 45 minutes on and off, so almost an hour. And you've got 31 degrees on that side, and just a little bit cooler at 29 degrees. But yeah, 29.4 degrees otherwise, so not too bad. So the AAWireless 2 Plus currently retails for $54.99 or £54.99. Is pretty much the same in both regions. Also available from Amazon, and I'll put links down to this adapter so you can learn more about this adapter, support the channel, and buy yourself one. So we've seen iPhone to iPhone. That's handled the whole thing, no problem. The only issue is Android, and also show you the toggling between 2 separate platforms. Now this is my specific car. It does have wireless CarPlay natively. It seems to not really like that. They did say that could be the case, and it has been the case, unfortunately. But I still wanted to go ahead and actually publish this video because it just shows you that the switching of the devices, no problem whatsoever. So we've seen that it does work, no problem on iPhone to iPhone. It's just that my car system enabling that Android part of it, because it is a wireless system, it just seems to go into a bit of a loop. So unfortunately I can't show you Android Auto, but the process should be no different. And we've been able to switch the priority of those devices in the application, and being able to double tap and switch specifically to that device is actually quite a nice, neat feature as well for this particular adapter. I've not really seen that feature become available in any other adapter that I've seen so far, so that's quite unique to AA Wireless specifically. It's a shame there's no main menu just to see that that device is actually operating properly. You really just have to connect over Bluetooth, and that's when everything sort of kicks into touch that way. So it's quite blindsided, where they could have had a menu display on screen, and it would have been a little bit much more better onboarding and hand holding for anyone that's not so tech savvy. I also like the ability that you can actually turn that adapter off in standby. That's a really nice touch as well. Most adapters you have to just literally remove, but this one you can actually apply it to a double tap or a hold down or something like that, and you can actually make that adapter go into standby mode so it doesn't conflict with other devices that you might be running in the car. So that's a nice value add as well with this particular adapter. And we've also seen its thermal ability, very quite cool as well in terms of an adapter. That's obviously helped with being a bigger device than these smaller things that we've been looking at a couple of weeks ago in a thermal video that I had, which you could check it up here. Now, it may not be the most cheapest adapter that's out there that does this functionality, but we're talking about $10 off that one at the moment. So it's actually quite competitively priced as well. So if you are looking for a multi-user adapter, this is pretty much one of the best ones you can actually look at right now, considering you can actually move the order and have that double tap functionality. That is better than the other options that are out there. So if you're looking for that specifically and you have more than 2 devices in the car, this is definitely an adapter for that type of multi-user use. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a big thumbs up down below and let me know if you have any questions about this particular adapter, and I try my best to answer them. If you like this type of content and you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by sending us a super thanks down below along with your comment or question. You can hype this video for free. That helps raise this channel and this video to other users that might not have seen it before. And you can also scan this QR code with your phone, which takes you to buy me a coffee, and you can support me there too. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.